Reframe it. We came here to look at how you can reframe situations. You're in a tense situation with a group. You know there's a better possible outcome. So what we did was we went back in time to look at a tense situation and imagine a kind of better situation, and then what were the steps to get there, and what were the thought process behind each kind of the actors in those situations.
So after we identified the situation, which we did through some process of talking to each other, sharing those stories, we picked one that really seemed to resonate with all the people, so that they could identify with it, so that they could find, okay, this is also something that either happened to me or could easily, I can imagine it could easily happen to me. And what we did later was to create a frozen still image of the situation that was really bad, the real situation that ended badly. Yeah. And
we took a picture of that.
We took a picture of that. It's not just taking a picture, it's also about positioning people in certain in certain positions.
Kind of a human statue, but what is that statue thinking? What are they feeling? What's going on in them? And letting everyone else in the room understand what's behind those positions.
Mm-hmm. So let's imagine we have this frozen scene, frozen frame of a very bad situation. Then we also had a frozen frame of a situation that we actually would have wished to have. The final result we would like to have, which was not there, but in our imagination we could feel this is how it would be if it ended well. And then we tried to find a way from the point A, which was so bad, to the point B, which was our desired outcome.
Exactly.
And how did we do it?
Well, we did it in a couple of ways. First, we just did it silent, just moving.
Here you go.
What physical motion from A to B was there? And we watched how the different characters handled that. And they were quite surprised that they were able to get to victory so quickly. And then we tried it again.
And then we tried it again. And maybe it's also good to say that we tried sometimes to freeze the scene. Freeze and explore. What are you thinking in this particular moment? What is important for you right now? What are your thoughts? Because we wanted to get to know the situation better. We wanted to see what everyone who is involved in the scene is thinking and feeling. What is the internal dialogue? And after we had this passage from just moving the bodies from situation A to B, we said, okay, let's try it again. But this time, people were allowed to talk. And they could see how, with words and body movements, they could arrive to the desired outcome.
And as we add layers to that, of course it's more complex. First you have physical, then you have words, and then the different scenarios. But it also starts to be a mirror of the real situation, and that's where the challenge became more present for everyone in the room, and all of our internal facilitator minds start working, aha, I see what I could do in this situation. I see how we could intervene differently in this situation. I see how we could get from agony to victory.
Mm-hmm. Should we say what our participants thought were the biggest insights?
I think we're going to hear a few words from them in their words themselves.
Time to time we have situations when the temperature is rising, and this freeze technique is really good because usually people start to talking through each other and nobody's listening. And
so what seems important to me is to separate the space of the problem and the space of the solution. When we moved from one space to another one, well, the solutions could arrive.
Mm-hmm.
Will all happen, and then a bit of a personal touch makes a big difference, I think.
I'm not alone. in a delicate situation, and it's not. It is my responsibility, but I'm not alone to solve the solution.
To observe that you can be in a fake situation, but experiment real emotion.
Mm-hmm.
This has given me more confidence as a facilitator, maybe to actually do this.
Mm-hmm.
There are no role plays. You can play who you are. You react the way you would react in real life as well.
Trust the group. We're not the only resource in a situation like this.
And I had the feeling that motion in the body is more precise, because I had the feeling that when we were talking it was sort of watering down, and the thing was just
But it might be some kind of catharsis for me because as I said, there were situations when I was thinking, oh my God, what I could done differently. But now, thanks to your theater, I think it's done.
Yeah.
And we could see how this whole process was liberating. It was not only about finding solutions, it was about seeing it all over again, seeing that actually forgiving probably yourself for the fact that you were not able to act differently at the time, and letting that all go, realizing that other people also could have had the same problems. It's not only you, it was not that you particularly were not able to handle it, but a lot of people in your situation would have similar challenges.
It was really interesting that in the beginning of the exercise, we did a initial role play, and there was a lot of anger and aggression and stress, and I'm tired. And in the end, they were talking about courage, compassion, and connectedness, and feeling mindful of themselves, mindful of the group.
Trusting the team, trusting the people that were there.
Exactly.
Not only the facilitator, but also the group. Trusting the group, that the group will help solve the problem as well.
Yeah, so it's great to be a facilitator.
Yes. And witness all those moments when people say, aha, now I know better.
Things are going to be better now.